That would be conditional formatting, and Osho will be taking us on that. So, without wasting much of our time, I would like to pass the mantle to him to actually take us on the journey of conditional formatting on Excel. So, Osho, over to you.
Okay, good evening. As I've said earlier, I'm taking conditional formatting and I'll be introducing you into what data validation is. So let's talk on conditional formatting. Conditional formatting, it has different rules that can be applied to your data. It basically allows you to differentiate easily or easily identify data values which are based on certain criteria. Just see it as data visualization. It's also a part of data visualization. And what conditional probability does, it helps you identify different data instead of going through the stress of formatting or filtering your data, which will also lead your data to be incomplete or to be missing some actual values. Now, features of conditional formatting. Okay, I think I'm sharing my slide. Let me share it. Okay, it is a features that allows you to format cell based on a preset. The preset means based on certain condition or criteria. For example, if you can set it to, okay, let me say the highest, let me see the top 10, let me see the lowest, the bottom, let me see between this and this. So it helps you identify, it helps you format your cells based on a preset. It helps you identify the cells faster. For example, let's say you have a lot of data sets. For example, let's just say we have a lot of data sets. Let's say 20,000 rows. And you don't want to go to the stress of using formats and filters to try and start cutting your data into some actual things. You can easily just use conditional formatting. So in a situation whereby the values that you set your or your preset to be, you can just easily identify it just going through your data. It helps you highlight few significant cells and it's easy to perform. It shows alongside the options readily available in Excel. So there's no need to search for it long term. It's already there in Excel. I believe that you should have my slides by now. If you don't have it, you need to download it because that's what we're using to answer this question, because I will not be showing this screen again till data validation. Let me set it back to my Excel sheet.
We can't see your screen. We can't see your screen again.
Calm down, calm down. I want to share my another one. I'm using a different settings to share my screen to prevent me from canceling what I'm doing already. So this is going to be my data. Coming, let me get rid of format me a little bit. I'm using Excel online because this is what I'm used to using. At the same time, it's easier for me to use it and it poses less stress on my system. So if I'm running other things, it will not affect me a lot. Now, this is just basically how conditional formatting works. If you are seeing my screen now, but let me delete all this. Let's start from the beginning. This is not needed. Since this is not needed, upcoming. Okay, now this is our data set. This is our data set on commodities. We have air, urban, cloud, Aspen, and energy. And then the other dates, we have the month, we have the color, we have, wait, this should be the unit, so, okay. It should be units. This unit, this is the price unit, this is the total price. Are you guys with me? If you're with me, please let me know. Hello.
Good. We are with you. We are with you.
Okay, that's good. So I can continue.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
this data set now, it's about 51 rows, so as to be easy to understand. That's why I'm using this kind of data. It can also be more than this. Now, if you are using conditional formatting, you should understand that conditional formatting only works on numerical values. So it only works on numerical values. We can use it for only numerical values. You can't condition words like or categorical variables like black, gray. You can't condition air and the likes, but you can only condition numerical variables. So let's start with showing you what it is, so as not to waste my time. You can go to the questions from the slides. Are you guys there? Let's go to the questions in the
Yes.
slide.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the first
Okay.
question there is find the sales model that have generated a total profit of greater than $500. Before I even do that, let me introduce you to conditional formatting. Now, because I'm using online Microsoft Online, it's going to appear like this. It's everywhere. Even if you're using your mobile phone may be structured for phone use, but it's going to appear here. The same thing with your system. Now, this is all that's going to appear on your Excel online. Forget all these analytics software and all these ones. We'll be discussing them when we are doing data analysis. So now, conditional formatting, we have different rules here. If you are using software to appear differently, we have the highlight, we have the top and bottom, we have data bars, we have scholar scales, we have icon settings. We can use this to set rules. And if we can use this to set rules and you can use here or highlight already, if you're using this, please, it's easier for you to just do what you want to do and edit everything. But we're not going to use this. Let's go to discard. Let's go to highlight. So now we want something greater than $500. So we highlight the column. Now this total. So we go to our highlight cell rules. I say greater than. Let's come to an option. Okay, sales value greater than. Put in 500. Now we can come here and edit how I want it to look like. I don't really like red, so let me go for green. Because if it's greater than 500, it shows that there's actual profit. So, and then now you see what it did. Are you guys with me? Please let me know. I should not be speaking to
Yes,
this.
we are with you.
Okay. Now it has already highlighted all values that are greater than 500. So I have $665. I have $600. I have $600 here too again. This is our fourth formatting. Now in conditional formatting, we have two color schemes and we have three color schemes, which will lead us to our second question. Format is using three color schemes. Now, because you're using Excel online, you don't really need to you don't need to start doing the or start setting it up yourself. You can just like so okay, color scheme. You can just set it up yourself. Now, if you're using British color schemes, that means you're using it in three different places. You can just check it. And what it will do is it will take your average value for whatever value that is inside here. It will take your average value, then it will show the color scheme will differentiate between the profit and between the loss. Let me use just it will differentiate between those that are under this color scale and those that are above. So yeah. Now what does is this now? It has taken the average. The average is the orange ones. Above the average, it will start moving towards green. Below the average, it will be moving towards red. So this is below the average. This is above the average. This is getting lower than the average. This is very low. This is above the average. You get what I'm saying? Please, if you are getting me, if you have any if you have any confusion, please let me know. Are you guys getting me?
Yes, we are getting it.
Okay. So let's move. Now, we can also do this in a different way. Let me remove the settings for you and then go to conditional formatting. Now, for the third question, it said makes price average greater than average green, price lower than average red. Now, to do that, we can go to top or bottom and we can go to new row. So let me use new row. And the question here is said to make price that are greater than average price green. So we go to top and bottom. We look for average, right? Above average. Then we set it to green. Then, okay, now that's above average. Add a new row. No. Okay, top and bottom. Below average should be red. Okay, this is red, not the red I like, but okay, and done. Now we have above, below, average. That's already been marked here for me. So it's already telling me, okay, this is above average, this is below average. So if I look at this data now, I can easily just follow, oh, I'm looking for data set that is above average. I can easily just follow this and look for, okay, this has been sold 2 units, and it sold it on the first January, 15th of January. So like that, I can easily identify what I'm looking for. And at the same time, you can use the top and bottom. Top and bottom, okay. Let me use totals here. For example, I can go to my top and bottom. I want to find the top 10 and the, okay, yes, top 10. Yeah, and the bottom 10. If I say I want to find the top 10, let me make the top 10. No, the top 10 should also be green. But I'll change this instead of this green to be lighter. Top 10. This is my top 10. You shall see it has replaced the above 500 and has taken my top 10 values, highest values. Then I can add for my, okay, no, I'm not using top and bottom. I'm using top and bottom. Okay. I'm using bottom. So I can, it's here, this now I can set it to be more than 10, but I'm not looking for my top 10, I'm looking for my top 10 bottom. Okay, let me set the color, since it's bottom, I'll use red. I'm using lighter red. And then, and set it for me. Now it has showed this the setting I'm trying to find. So my top 10s are there: $475, $665, $500, $600, and then my top bottom we have 120, 120, 70, 100, and like that. And with that, that's exactly what conditional formatting does. It just helps you highlight your data according to some preset or some criteria. Now, okay, since we're done with the question, let me introduce others to you. Okay, for this now, let me use an icon setting. Now, the icons here have different rules. Just like I said, your conditional formatting automatically separates the average value. It reads your data and summarizes the average values. It looks at the ones that are above the average and looks for the ones that are below the average. Now with this, now we can actually show the trends. We can show the trends. Although the things that here are not, this are enough for you to be using for stuff, but there are also some other values, but you need to use an add-in. We'll not be doing that today. So now you say I want to know if the trend is going up or is coming down. I can use this and basically don't need to do anything. If you're using the software, although I don't know the year that you're using, but if it's anything less than 2013, you will need to do the settings yourself. But above that, it will do it for you. Like now what this represents is this value is lower. This is higher, just like how I'm showing you my below and above average. So it tells me that okay, this is moving up and this is moving down. Okay, please use that.
Please, please let us talk. Damilare Akinyemi.
Okay, things has gone on. So that's pretty much what it does. So just to show you the other files. Now, I would advise to go back to your Excel. If you're not, if you don't have Excel software, go to Excel online, register, and play around with this. Play around with the conditional formatting to help you learn more on it. Because that's basically what conditional formatting is. Okay, let me see if I'm going to use. I've done color scale. Let me use bar. Now, this bar just does. It looks at your value, all right, and it shows you how the thing is, just like how you have your battery percentage in your phone. That's basically what it does. And you see that 7 is the highest, 5 is above average, 4 is around the average side, 2 is less, 1 is the lowest. Like this, you can easily just check your data like this, and it works very well if you understand how to use it. Now, I said that if you were with me earlier, I said that conditional formatting only works well with numerical values. It can also work with dates, but it is actually dialed down to some conditions that may not really work well for you. So I will not advise you to use it with it. But with any other numerical values, it will work. Let's just see top 10 items. Top 10. So this is the closest date. And like that, that's like the so this is everything you need to know about conditional formatting. You can easily look at the slide. You can use the question to use it on another data set to see how it works. Just play around with it and it will work well. So I think that's all we need to on conditional formatting. Let's quickly move to data validation. I think I still have close to 10, 15 minutes. Now, I'm going to be introducing to data validation. Let me share my screen with you on my slide. I'm coming. Give me a little bit. So you should be with the slide now. Let's move to data validation. Now, data validation. Why I wanted to make sure we understand what data validation means is data validation will help you if you are working with people. Let's say that I'm working as the CTO, a Chief Technical Officer for ABC company, ABC Limited now, and I want to collect data from people, and I want to share my Excel sheet. For example, you know that you can share Excel sheet. It's very easy to do. I want to share it to people now, and I know that there are some strong head inside that department that will not put in the data very well or type in another thing or do rubbish. So what it does is it helps me limit the amount of error that can occur from my sheet for the sheet I give out. So data validation is a feature in Excel mainly used to control what the user can fill into a cell. It allows you to decide what type of value must be entered. As I said, it limits the amount of error that can occur. It ensures users to input only valid data, promoting accuracy and efficiency in the data entry. It's an invalid If an invalid data is entered, an error message will be displayed. Now, let me just take you a little bit on data validation. Let me share my Excel sheet with you. I'm going to cancel this slide now, so be patient. Okay, my sheet. So can you guys see my sheet? Abby, can you see my screen? I mean, you can see, please, let's see. Can you guys see my screen? Let me remove this. I'm not doing conditional formatting today.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Please, let someone say something.
Yes, I can see it. I'm actually zooming in. I can see it.
Okay. Thank you. The network today is very, very good. Don't let me jinx it. Okay, now let's start with our questions. Please go to the slide and look at the question. Now, I want to let me put this as name. Now, the first question now in ABC Limited. In ABC Limited, I want to collect the names of all my workers, the people that are working under me, and so that I can report to my director. Now, let's say the lowest name it should be 8. Let's say, okay, let's even say your name Job and John and Joy. And I want to ask for names. Some people will put in just their name. Some people will put in another thing. Let's just say we want to set name, and I want to make sure that people actually put in both their full names or their surname. Now I can go to my data validation and set the limits for, the list for the names. Now, so let me go to the name. Data validation is on the data. If you are using if you are using Excel Online, this is what's going to show, and you can easily find it here. You can just go to data validation. Now, any value, it has different values. You can use it for all numbers, decimal, list, date, time, text length, and we want to use text length. So text length between no. We want to put it to less than. I want to put it so that the text that can enter. Let's say the most simplest surname and name, Job and Joy, is, let's say 7. So if you put in 7 and we apply, now you should have done this to apply the form or the settings to every other cell. Just drag it down, close, and then we have. So let's say now, if I am a person that just say, okay, put in your name, and I put in SEYI. I'm using caps. What's happening? SEYI. To bring me an error. Be careful about this. This usually happens if you're using Excel Online. Network issue. Okay. Now, here you can input a message if you want to. Block alert. Let's okay. I think is this. And I apply. No, it should work, right? And this is the problem I have with this. Okay. So it's less than 7. Let me change it to 8. Is this still not reading my data? Something occurring. Okay, let me see if I can put this. Okay. Now. So I see what I did. I made a mistake. Instead of setting it to be greater than, I set it to be less than. Don't even look at it. But these settings now, what it tells me is, let's put this. What it tells me is that I cannot input a value that is greater than 7, right? So let me use greater than instead. Let's see. Now it is. So if you're looking for, if you want to set a rule that the name inputted must be greater, sorry, must not be more than, must not be less than 7. You use greater than, and then what it does is if the person inputs anything and it is not greater than 7, to send a warning, and it will not allow the person to continue. Now we can change these settings. Let me delete it. Okay, let's say a name should fall under 15 characters. And I set it, use the less than I want to use again. Let's set it to be 15. Which means, let me spread it. Okay, time. Which means if any name that I'm trying to put is more than 15, it send me an error to ask me to cancel it. Now let's move to another column from the question. Let's say a birth date between 10th uh, 10th January 1990 to 2012 1918. Now okay, I want to collect their date of birth. And then I go to my data validation. Go to my data validation, and I check it out, and I set it to date. Now, you see how the thing works. I set it to date, and I said, okay, between. Now, the way this setting is online is it's day before month. Oh, I mean, sorry, month before day. So if I set it to, let's say, let me know use. Okay, I want to collect the data of. I'm sorry, I'm not going to use the question I put in number 6. Let me say I want to collect data of people that are between, what day should I use? Let's say between 20 to, okay, let me just say that are above 20, right? And I set it to, let's say okay, today's date, the people in 2013 should be 20 this year. And let me just put it as, okay, 22 slash 03 slash 2003. And I put it to, okay, let's say, wait. Over me, I'm doing that mistake. If you're using online, it is month and day. Okay, then I input, let's say, to 1990, okay? 1 slash 1 slash 1990. I want to apply, then I apply it. This is a bit up to the minimum. Wait. Okay, did the wrong thing. I should start dates. What's the time? What's going on? 1990. So just be careful trying to input data, because if you don't really get it, you can do some little bit of confusion. Can get a little bit of confusion when you are trying to do the data. So let's put, after this I'll do another one, and I think I'll be done with this. Let's put my month 03 slash 23 22 slash 2003. And with this, Coming on with this, if I say somebody that was born on okay, 04/20/20, tell my notice, okay, but people at this age will be 19. So I'm not qualified to input my name or anything there. So it just what it does is limit. I think you should have gotten what the entirety of data validation is to. We can also put, okay, let's say price. I want to put in my data validation. I think I'm already using too much of time. I want to put, okay, phone number and said, okay, not between, must be greater than. Okay, now I want to collect the price of something in a company, ABC Limited, and I'm looking for the ones with profit. And I know that $500 is the average, so greater than 500. What that does is, if I'm collecting data, nobody can mistakenly put in 400. You know, you know, nobody can mistakenly put 400. Now, the final one, let me check, let me do between units. Now, for data validation now, the error alert can use warning and blocking. The one I've been using this morning has been blocking. So once the person commits an error, it cannot do any other thing to it. But warning, it will allow you to do to continue with your data, but it will give you a warning. Now let's say value decimal between 20, minimum is 20, maximum is 80. And apply. I can put in 10. Give me an error. So I want, like, now this is what's going to come out if I choose to be warning. No, to cancel it here, to continue. Now the last one I want to do is custom. Now let me put Gmail. Because I put it in the question, I just want to quickly show you. Now in Excel, what you should be able to note is how the things work. If you can identify how, sorry, I'm not using duplicate. If you can identify how things work, it doesn't really matter if you don't know why it's like that, but if it can work, then it's no problem. Now I want to set it to be, if I want to ask email, instead of people just putting name, putting in whatever to come to avoid errors, I can put in that without, if a person does not put in a name, if they don't put in the @ for Gmail, it will give the person warning or block the person from actually putting on any other thing. Now, if you're using custom, you have to actually know the formula. I think you will still be function, right? So if I'm going to use the function is number and find. So I put in my at. Now this can be anything. It can be at gmail.com, anything you want to put it. And what this entirety does is that once this is not in the data, it would give me error. Now my column is E2, so E10. So if I put sends me an error, right? Now retry. If I put in at, continues. So like this now, I can limit people. If this is not there, it will not work. And instead of you just putting names and causing error, at least the @ there is there. I know that, okay, this is the entirety of the email. So I think with that, I'm through with conditional formatting and data validation. What you should do now is, since you have the slide with you, look for a data set and try it out. Try using this data and also play around with it so you can easily understand it. Because if you do not use it, like what happened to me now, if I've not used it earlier on, like 2 or 3 days ago, I will be having problem with the data validation. So once you use it and you get the entirety of it, you'll be able to um, use it properly without errors, or you'll be able to know where the error is coming from. I think with that, I can pass the mic over to the host. Thank you.